Hey, welcome back to the comfort vlog for one. Please join me today as I make some lunch for myself. I hope this is a time that you can feel comfortable, comforted, and calm. Today I'm gonna be making inari sushi, or what I call in Korean, Yubu Chobap. This is a Japanese dish, but it's also very popular in Korea, especially as a packed lunch. I think the Korean version has been modified a lot from the traditional Japanese inari sushi, and recently I saw a restaurant with a Korean version of this in New York City. The restaurant is called Yubu, and ever since I tried their Korean-inspired version with lots of delicious toppings on top, I've also been loading up my Yubu Chobap with toppings at home. So first, let's go pick up some ingredients at the local Japanese store. And here is everything I got. The fried tofu pouches, firm tofu, Persian cucumbers, an avocado, seaweed salad, imitation crab, and some sushi-grade salmon. After a little bit of planning, I'm gonna start with rice. I'm mixing it with a powdered vinegar from the package of the fried tofu pouches, but usually I just use a teaspoon of rice vinegar. A little bit of salt, seaweed furikake, and mix again. This is gonna be our rice, and here's some sushi grade salmon. I'm gonna make two different toppings with this. One will be a spicy salmon topping with Kewpie mayo, some premium sesame oil, and cut up seaweed salad. And the other one will be a really yummy torch version of the salmon. Yubu Chobap is something my mom used to pack me for lunch. Well, it was a bit different the way she did it. She usually minced different types of vegetables, stir-fry them, and then mix it into the rice, and then stuff the rice into the tofu pouches without the toppings. Here I'm mixing a little bit of gochujang into the Kewpie mayo and the raw salmon, tiny bit of sesame oil, and some cut up seaweed salad for a crunch. This is gonna be my spicy salmon topping. While I prep the rest of the toppings, let me tell you about this Korean YouTube video that lives in my head rent-free. I watched this video maybe once or twice several years ago, and it's basically changed the way I talk to myself a lot. Or at least when I start to spiral with negative thoughts, I think this is the thing that helped me the most to stop and reorient myself. What I watched back then was a video of a young Korean woman simply talking about her experience in front of the camera. It was a story of how she overcame her negative inner voice, and more than a lot of the stories I've heard about self-positivity or self-love, and even more than the cognitive behavioral therapy that I did with my therapist for a while, her story actually made a bigger impact on me to this day. The video was of this Korean girl named Geum-Suh, who was talking about how she overcame self-hatred and learned to love herself. I'll try to find the video and then put it somewhere in the description if you want to watch it, but she speaks Korean in the video, so let me sort of translate a summary for you or tell you about my take on it. So Geum-Suh talks about a time when she was really just wallowing in self-loathing and self-hate. And in the midst of this, she went on a long solo trip. And on this trip to Europe, she naturally found herself looking out for herself, for her safety against any theft or getting taken advantage of as a tourist. And she would do simple things like buying herself food, making sure she had a place to stay, something she didn't have to worry about when she was living back at home with her parents. And through these simple tasks of taking care of herself, she got in touch not with her inner child, but with her inner parent. She stumbled upon the role of a mother for herself, and she started to think, what would I say in this situation if I were my mom right now? What would I do for myself if I were my own mom? That's a bit strange, right? But it clicked for her. And every inner dialogue she had from then on, whenever she started to hate herself, she spoke as if she was her own loving, nurturing mother. Perhaps a mother that she never had. After watching Geum-Suh's video, I think this is what clicked for me too. I know we all grew up under different parents. Some parents did a phenomenal job, but most probably did their best and fell short in some way or the other. Some probably miserably failed. But instead of obsessing about the ways that they failed and grieving what I didn't receive the way I wanted to, maybe in a way becoming an adult means learning how to become your own parent before anything else. Of course, it's important to understand the way your needs weren't met as a child. But after processing all of that, instead of sitting in that pool of grief, I think the next step is stepping into the role of my own ideal parent. People talk about getting in touch with your inner child, but that means that you're already stepping out of being that child, right? You can't really look at your inner child without being it at the same time. And then you're perceiving the inner child from another perspective. And you can look at that child from many, many different roles, as a best friend, as a sister, as yourself. But why not look at the child as a loving parent? I've heard a lot of things about loving yourself, loving your body, talking to yourself like a friend, giving yourself a pep talk, but something clicked after watching Geum-Suh's video for me. Slowly but surely, whenever I fell back to a pattern of self-discouragement or anxious thoughts, I try to ask myself, what would I tell my own daughter if she came to me with all these thoughts? And my inner dialogue changes into a soothing one with an unconditional acceptance, a radical empathy, and an encouraging tone. I also check in with myself time to time, and I ask myself, how do you feel? How are you doing? And I catch up with any unreleased thoughts or emotions, usually by journaling. And I'm still working on it, but I'm trying these days not to turn to an external source or an external voice to help validate my feelings, worries, or thoughts. Instead, I try to build an internal strength by building that muscle of kindness in my inner voice. Cooking for myself, in a way, has been a way to flex that muscle. It's one thing to sit and think or write about all my thoughts, but then when I physically work with my hands to take care of myself or satisfy a craving, I'm loving and nourishing myself. Same with running or working out. I'm taking care of my body. There's a lot of different ways we can be our own caretakers of our bodies and minds like this. So that was what was going through my mind as I was making my delicious Yubu Chobap lunch. I want to thank Geum-Suh for sharing her experience all those years ago. I really don't know if she'll ever know the impact that she's had on me, so I genuinely hope that she's doing well somewhere out in the world. And I hope this was an encouragement to some of you too. Now I want to ask you, what are some things that you've heard or learned along the way that has helped you over the years to show up for yourself? Let me know in the comments. I hope you guys are enjoying the comfort vlog series. I really was so blown away by the love you guys showed on my last vlog, and I am so grateful and happy to share something that I love to create. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, and check out my other comfort vlogs that I've posted already on my channel. I'll link my go-to Yubu Chobap recipe in the description below, along with any relevant links from this video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.